My name's Dave Molyneux and I live in Worcestershire, and my background is in franchising, and through the franchise exhibitions that I used to go to, I met Jeff and got to know him and realised he had a very good franchising model, and I bought my first franchise with Jeff in 2004 for the Worcestershire WR postcodes, which went very well, extremely well, and followed it with buying the GL postcodes in 2008.
My name's Pierre Molyneux, I'm David's son. I've been with the door-to-door franchise for about 12 months. I've taken on Cheltenham as an area within our area and managing it, working with David who deals with the Worcester area, and it's going from strength to strength.
Tell me guys, how do you find customers? What's your strategy for finding customers?
One of the good things about this type of business is because we're in the delivery business of delivering promotional literature for other companies, we can also deliver promotional literature for our own business. There are methods by which we can do most of the marketing that we want through our own leafleting efforts, which means we don't have to pay other people to do it in general. Plus we've got other online methods which Jeff has and the team at our head office have developed, which are very good for contacting and promoting and following up with prospects, companies, and maintaining contact with existing customers. And so we find that the whole package is very, very good. We also do our own sales and visiting customers and canvassing. We use every method we have available to promote our business and to develop it.
And Pierre, what would you say your role has been on the marketing side? What have you done to help Dave develop the business?
I think first and foremost we make sure that every time we put a leaflet out for a company, we deliver our own leaflet, which justifies itself because it generates leads, generates business. It also increases the brand awareness of the company. It also works with the back checking that we do for our customers. But as far as the marketing is concerned, I think the whole concept of doing as we preach really works for our business, because it does generate business, and the word of mouth as we grow, as we advertise more, as we get bigger, generates more of a buzz around our areas and across the country.
And of course the leaflet, the door-to-door leaflet you put out, generates a steady flow of post people to help you in the business.
Yeah, naturally. I mean, we advertise for our own people, which generates a fantastic response from people wanting to become post people, which allows us to be really selective on the people that we actually take on. It also allows us to check that the deliverers are actually doing as they say, as a point to check. We get responses through the systems that Jeff has developed, and we also advertise for more customers. So it's an essential part of our business, is advertising our own information in every round that goes out.
And what do you think about the name? How good do you think Door-to-Door is a brand? Would you say that, don't let me put words in your mouth, but would you say that Door-to-Door is a very strong brand, extremely well known across the internet, and anybody that's looking for leaflet distribution on the internet is going to find Door-to-Door before they find anybody else?
10 years ago we didn't have the number of franchisees that we have now, and consequently we have much more visibility now than we had. And so now with franchisees from sort of just outside London right across to Bristol, right up to Glasgow, and dotted in between we've got a very good presence around the country. The group has got between 40 and 50 franchisees at the moment, and I know that Jeff has got his eyes set on getting 100, and each one that we get extra helps to build the brand. And the brand is now much more well known than it used to be. It's got very high ratings in Google, and if people are looking for leaflets, it's certainly up there, higher than most people. And because of the model that we have, where each franchise is individually owned, we can give a far more local service than a company with just one office and just marketing around the country through sub-agents and things like that. So we have a lot more control of the areas that we manage because we're so local. We operate a proven system because our deliverers are usually older people, retired people wanting to make a part-time income, living in the areas that they cover, and from the old school, so to speak, and not bussing people in from other areas. And we have more accountability from people than many companies do. And each deliverer has to record the streets that they cover in a day and the number of houses in the street, and make any comments about the area, and put down what sort of houses they're delivering to, whether the round is mainly detached or bungalows or flats or upmarket or medium market. We get a lot of information from our delivery people, which is filed and put onto our Deliver It computer system.
Pierre, how does Deliver It work for you in conjunction with managing your post people?
The Deliver It system allows me to work with new post people by putting their information into the system, by allocating the areas they are able to deliver into. It allows me, when I set up new rounds in the Deliver It system, to select certain post people for the areas that they are able to travel into. It allows me to effectively attach the actual rounds to them and produce reports with the maps, with their address and everything on the maps that I provide them. So it's very efficient and very quick to do. My business is far more profitable with the Deliver It system due to the time constraints it saves me, making everything more efficient, and it does save me a lot of time that I would have on paper trail to keep everything together.
How does being a door-to-door franchisee enable you to get a bigger margin on what you're selling? Because
we're part of a brand door-to-door, we feel because of the systems that are in place and the processes that Jeff have put in place, in particular the website and the brand that we have, we are able to ask for premium prices.
I think pricing is working in our favour very much these days, because even though you do get the cheap and cheerful delivery company, if somebody is looking to seriously promote their business, then £5 or £6 per thousand is not the end of the world for somebody to get a company that does it properly. And as we do, with a lot of safeguards, a lot of cross-checking, maps, street counts, and if necessary GPS tracking for our deliverers, all of which is available to us, and a lot of companies just don't provide that. Even the post office, who, since they've been privatised, their prices are moving upwards, and so even at our prices, we're still very good value for a comparative service. And whereas the post office, for example, their minimum delivery is a postal sector which has got an average of 3,000 houses in, of mixed housing, we can be far more specific than that. For example, in the postal sector, we might have 6 or 8 rounds within the postal sector, which we can categorise and can aim more, be far more targeted than simply doing a postcode. So, and even then we come in much cheaper than the post office. And whereas the post office are primarily delivering letters with some leaflets with it, if they have some, we primarily deliver the leaflets and the advertising, and we just go house to house. So it's not just a question of who gets a letter on that day. Every house, every day gets it from us. So our results are more impressive than even the post office, and far more reliable than a company that would be perhaps cheaper than we are, but without the back checking and the control that we have over delivery.
Dave, you had a very interesting story of a leaflet that you did for somebody once.
We got a call one day from a vet, and they said that we want to put out some leaflets, which I thought was very good, but I found out it was to do with a lost cat. So we finally got these 20,000 leaflets with a picture of this cat on, saying, "Have you seen Tibby?" And apparently the cat had been lost, and the owner had left the cat with the vet to have a minor operation and gone on holiday. The vet had operated on the cat, put the cat out to one of their carers somewhere in a dodgy part of the city, whereas the owner lived at the other side in a really elegant place, and the cat escaped and Tibby had disappeared. So the owners come back, asked how their cat was, and the cat had been lost. So the vet was facing a threat of legal action, and desperately wanted us to drop 20,000 leaflets to see if we could find the cat for them, and which we duly did. And as far as I know, we had very good results.
How do you find working with Jeff and the team? What's the most important part as far as your relationship with head office is concerned?
Yeah, I feel working with Jeff and his team in Harpenden is really effective at any issues that we have, whether it be technical or the more information based. We feel that we are provided with the best information and are looked after if there are issues with any systems, and our general feel from working with Jeff and his team are very good. They provide us with a fantastic support.
I always find the franchise meetings very helpful. It's great meeting the other people from different parts of the country, and Jeff always arranges to have some visiting speakers coming in from different companies to do with our business, and I always have a very good day, and always very interesting, and I always come away thinking I've learned something, and I enjoy them, and they're very beneficial.
Franchise meetings are very successful. They're 3 a year. We try and go, depending how business is, to every meeting we possibly can. Mainly because it's good to sort of keep relationships up and throw ideas around with other franchisees, and obviously any questions can be asked to Jeff and his team, and it's really nice you can speak to other franchisees who are having similar sort of issues, or have overcome sort of different issues a different way, which you can implement in your business. And also we can talk about customers that we maybe haven't spoken to, and bounce the ideas off. So it's really refreshing, and it really, travelling back from a franchise meeting, it really drives you to sort of succeed more.
Back checking is one of the most important parts of our business, and this is something that every customer asks us: how do we know that our leaflets are getting delivered? Well, we have what we call our leaflet lookout system, which is like a second team of people who live in the rounds, and they are recruited by us in a particular way, and become members of our group, and their job is to collect leaflets that come through their doors and inform us of what's come through their doors, which has two very important parts to it. Number one is we find what leaflets are being delivered in a particular area, both by ourselves and by other people, but we always inform them when our leaflets are going out in their area, and their job is to collect them and to phone us and let us know what's come through the door. Now, our delivery teams don't know where these people live, so of course if one area doesn't get any, the leaflet lookout doesn't get any through their door, then we've got questions to ask to the particular person who delivered that area, and we would say that we've had a report from our leaflet lookout that our leaflets didn't go through their door, and we would give them another chance in a different area, and if the same thing happens twice, then they wouldn't be with us anymore. So we're very keen on this, but as far as we're concerned, this is a really good way of double checking that people are delivering alongside other methods such as our back check leaflets and occasional visits, knocking on doors and asking about leaflets being delivered and so forth. But our leaflet lookout system is a cast iron way of knowing whether our leaflets have been delivered in a particular area at any time.
Generally, advertising our own information with leaflet lookouts generates a good pool of leaflet lookout checks.
And we try to involve them very much into our business. They get regular bulletins about our door-to-door business and updates of the market in general, so they become a part of our team, and they count it as a privilege to validate that leaflets have actually gone through their letterbox. And so it's a very good system, and as far as I know, we're the only people who use this particular type of system.
Yeah. How do you find working with your dad?
I've been working with my dad for over 12 months. We have an effective relationship. Obviously, working with family, you really find out the true person when you go into business with someone. But it's really effective, I think, working with his knowledge and experience from things that he's done over the last 10 years with door-to-door, including lots of information from Jeff, is a real benefit, and obviously it saves me a lot of problems and dramas working off his experience. But all in all, so far it's been a pleasure.
Dave, what's it like working with Pierre?
Well, it's great working with Pierre. It's really good to be able to share some of the things that I've picked up in this business with him, and I find he's got great skills in areas that I don't particularly have, and so it's a good combination. He's really taken to the new delivery system, which is completely computerized, specially designed system for recording our business, and which is different to how it used to be when I first started. And Pierre's now taken over that, and we're putting all our business now through this system, which monitors the different things we're handling, the deliverers and the payments, and how many leaflets and things can go with which different sort of combination of leaflets can be done. And Pierre manages that, and he brings a lot of skills to the party, and great complementary skills to mine, and it's a great joy for me to have Pierre on board. Well, prior to joining Door-to-Door, I was a franchise consultant for nearly 10 years, and during that time I had a chance to work with people buying franchises which varied from 25,000 up to £500,000 on some of the resales that we were looking after. And through looking at the cost of franchises and what people got for their money, I think that Door-to-Door is possibly the best value franchise on the market. Number one is that you build up your own customer base based in the area that you live, and so you're very much in control of your own customers. And secondly is, because of the nature of the direct marketing business, nearly everybody can be your customer. You've literally got thousands upon thousands of people there who vary from being hairdressers or estate agents or any business or council or parish council or county council that wants to get word to people in their homes can use us. The strength of the business is that you're not depending on a few customers to make your money. You've got literally a potential of hundreds, if not thousands, of potential customers, and so the business's model is very strong. So I would recommend it. I think it would be very hard to buy a door-to-door franchise, not to make money at.
Owning door-to-door franchise is a fantastic thing to have, because it's part of the DMA, the Direct Marketing Association, and also the Federation of Small Businesses, as well as having a unique Ofcom license available to us, which is very unique, which is renowned around the country and recognised by a lot of businesses. I would highly recommend anyone buying a door-to-door franchise within this sector the opportunity to make a lot of money within this business. I would highly recommend buying a franchise, and be very happy to speak to anyone with any issues or questions about buying a franchise.
So it's very important to be part of a rapidly growing franchise that's the biggest network in the UK.
Very, very, very important indeed. And in fact, the bigger the network gets, the more this becomes apparent, because you find that what you can cover when you've 50 franchisees, for example, in 50 locations, what you can offer to a company is far more attractive than if you're just operating on your own on a local basis.
And now, with door-to-door having a network of 50 franchisees, allows it to have a massive coverage and a massive unique way to correspond with everyone and create a huge brand across the country.